Hey there friends, Foster the Canadian here. Welcome back to another edition of Fridays with Foster, a weekly series in which you guys ask me questions, send me your stories, I give you my take on them. And before you get to it, yeah, I know I should stop using the ghost as much as I do. You're going to see in this gameplay, I use it quite a bit, but it's an addiction. We'll get over it. We'll grow from this, together. Let's get on with the first story. Alright, I'd like to call this first story, Love Can Be Loony. I love your series, man. I'd love to send in stories, I just thought there were too many to answer. Okay, so my story was I was going out with this one lunatic of a girl. She really was creeping me out the past couple of weeks after we started to date. So what happened was, one morning, we were hanging out in the library and I jokingly asked, "Are you even human?" Because of our sleep schedule, not many hours at all. And she said, "Sort of." I started to poke at the words for a minute. I jokingly said again, "What, were you part of the FBI once?" And she asked how I knew. After that, I was really creeped out. So the next couple of days I tried to break up with her, but she kept sidetracking me, changing the subject or avoiding me. So I straight up asked, "What are you then?" She replied with, if she told me, I'd be terminated. After that week, Monday, she had told me of how she got drunk with other guys, and I immediately said, we should break up. She still flirts with me, and I don't want to die. Any help with completely finishing a relationship? Alright, first off, there are never too many stories to answer. Yeah, it takes me a while to get through some, but recently there haven't been as many, so now is the time. If you have a story, send it in. I'm talking about you, John. I really hope there's someone named John with a story. Alright, so, help with finishing a relationship. Well, with this girl, it really does seem like she... I don't think she's crazy, to be honest with you. I think that she's just trying to joke around, maybe doesn't know your style of humor. And honestly, just straight up, the best way to finish a relationship, be incredibly straightforward. Go, look, alright? I think you're a good person. I just don't want a relationship with you. And, try to make it as straightforward as possible and let her know that it's over. Don't, try to lead her on and go, well, maybe there's something here. Let her know that you do not want to have a relationship with her in that way. If you want to be friends, let her know that. But don't try to make it seem like there could be a relationship sometime in the future again. And that's my advice. Also, I was in the FBI and I know exactly who you're talking about. Alright, I'd like to call this next story, Get Going Growing Up. Hey Foster, here's my question, or problem, or whatever you'd like to call it. I'm 17 and I'm having a hard time growing up. My parents keep complaining and even my girlfriend is. Even if I try to grow up, I just lose control. I really want to work on school and stuff, but I can't get my head into it. Doesn't matter how much I want it, I think I'd rather make YouTube videos. But do you have any ideas on what I should do? I'd really like to do as I'm expected, but it's hard for me. Hope you can use it in Fridays with Foster. Please help. Alright, now, when it comes to growing up, maybe I'm not the expert on the situation, but I can tell you that there's a difference between being childish and being childlike. Now, you can, enjoy, little kid things sometimes, throwing water balloons or watching cartoons, and that stuff is perfectly acceptable at just about any age. There's a time and place for everything, of course, but it's one of those things that are kind of ageless. And then there's being childish, calling names and, poking people in the eye, that kind of thing. I'm just using that as an example. I'm not saying you're going around poking people in the eye. But as far as growing up for work and school, that's something that I had a lot of trouble with when I was in school. I had a lot of hard time concentrating. I couldn't really get my mind together. And one of the things that helped me was I kind of started to treat school like a video game. Like, grades were points that I used to level up. This sounds absolutely crazy, I realize that. But I would make, like, pen and paper table games with my friends. And we would use good grades as, like, stat bonuses. And that's something that actually fueled me. And I remember, thinking, instead of, oh, I'm doing work and this sucks, my mind was, I am progressing. I am doing something that will help me with something I enjoy, and that's how you need to look at schoolwork. And I'm not saying, go out and start doing pen and paper, tabletop games or anything like that. I'm just saying that you have to look at your work as something that you're doing to improve yourself and something that you enjoy doing because you're progressing your life. And it's really hard to get in that mindset, but if you work at it, it's something that will make school a lot easier for you. And as far as that goes, making YouTube videos is great as long as it's a side thing. You have to concentrate on school first. And right now the education system is very flawed. People like you and I have a hard time at school because of it. And I'm hoping that eventually schools will start to change and cater to making you interested in learning instead of making it seem like it's a punishment or like it's hard work. And once we get that done, people like you and I, we're going to excel at school. We're not going to be the kind of people who, can't get work done because of it. And, once the school system catches up with things that, people are doing online even. I've learned a lot from online videos like Vsauce, one of my favorite channels, that I never learned in school because they didn't really make it interesting to me. It was so dull, so drab, so boring. I didn't see how it was relevant. And I didn't get bad grades in school, but I did not have an easy time concentrating because of it. So, my advice is just, until the school system can catch up with the way that I feel people should be educated, you're just going to have to turn it into something that you enjoy doing for one reason or another. That's best advice I can give you. Good luck. Alright, I'd like to call this final story Aftermath of a Breakup. Hey Foster, love your work, please never stop. On to story time with Foster. So about 5 to 7 months ago, I had broken up with my girlfriend and her friends were starting to tell me that she became depressed and pissed. No reason not to, eh? I broke up with her following the campfire rule. Something that's respectful and keeps it civil. I'm not sexist, by the way. So she was pissed even after I had sat down with her to talk about it. She texted me a lot saying her ex-boyfriend was going to kick my ass, and at this time he was expelled from the school and moved to another state. What's some advice to completely get rid of the hatred and spite? In other words, the aftermath of a breakup. Thanks for your time. Alright, one reason that I picked this is I really like the term aftermath of a breakup, and I thought, that's a good story title. And this is something that I think I can help on. And what I think you need to do, like right now, she does seem legitimately crazy. We had a story earlier with a girl that maybe was just trying to have a different sense of humor. This chick is crazy. So basically, she's really hurt that you broke up with her. And she wants you to feel the pain that she now feels. And I think what you need to do is, like you said, just be very calm and respectful. Have another talk with her and let her know that what you did wasn't to hurt her. What you did wasn't to make her feel bad. You just have a different idea for what you want to proceed with in the future. And be kind to her. Let her know that this isn't because of, hatred towards her. This isn't because you're a mean dude who just wants to date a chick and break up with her. That you see yourself going in a different direction than her, and that she needs to find her own direction and move on. And although it may be kind of, scary to think about sitting down with this girl who's been texting you that she wants her ex-boyfriend to kick your ass, which, for a second when I first read it, I thought that she wanted you to kick your own ass, which was weird. But, yeah, just basically do what I said when she realizes that what you're doing isn't because you want to be mean. And, you're human. You're a human being just like her. And you have your own emotions, and you just did not click with her on the same level that you used to. I'm pretty sure, I hope at least, that she will reconsider her craziness. Now, that being said, my word is not law. You can approach this any way you want. That's just what I would do if I was in your situation. Hope that helped. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching this episode of Fridays with Foster. If you did, you can click the annotation right there you see with the video playing. You click it, it's magic. It brings you to last week's episode, episode 11, which I give some advice, mostly on how to prank your sibling. So if you're into that, you can click it. Good fun. Good fun all the time. So click that video if you want to watch it. And if you have a story that you'd like to send in, or if you want to ask me advice, or just ask me a question, you can always send me a message on YouTube or Facebook or any way you can think of to reach me. Maybe Telegram. Who knows? And until next time, this is Foster the Canadian. I messed up my own name! I'm leaving it in. Done. I did this whole episode with a fever. I think that deserves a thumbs up.